Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And what a day today. We saw beautiful temperatures all around north central Washington. Here's another beautiful shot from our Sky-Fi tower cam. The calm waters. Is this, I think, Lake Chelan? I believe, Megan, I think it is. Maybe the Columbia River, but it was a gorgeous day all over our area today with just a few high clouds out there. Winds about 10 miles an hour, maybe 15 at times, but all in all nice. And for the first time, the entire state of Washington, as far as air quality goes, almost all of us in the good range today. There are a few exceptions still up around Twisp and Winthrop that's moderate air quality, but look at all those green dots on the map, and that is all good air quality. I think our air index at last check today was about 19, so we are in great shape, and that should stick around for a few days, and then possibly a little more haze as we move in to your Labor Day Monday. We'll tell you more about that, plus your complete weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. A DUI suspect was recaptured early Wednesday by troopers and sheriff's deputies after jumping into the Wenatchee River. And construction of two 16,000 square foot industrial buildings at the old Cashmere Mill site will kick off with a groundbreaking ceremony on Wednesday. But first, we begin tonight. Despite steady winds on the Cougar Creek fire both yesterday and today, fire activity was minimal with a few areas of heat on the north flank. Jacob Welsh, Public Information Officer, tells us the plan of attack going forward.
Yesterday we had some steady gusty winds, especially up on the ridge tops, but fire activity was pretty moderate. So let's talk about what went on and what's going on today. So up here in the north, that's our only area that we don't really have any solid containment lines on, but we're working on that. We have the anti-yacht hotshots and other crews working up here around the Signal Peak area, and they're going to be looking for opportunities to build some direct line up there with some helicopter support. There is a little bit of heat up here, not in Grandma Creek. Grandma Creek, everything there is looking pretty calm. We do have some heat over here, but we're using buckets to kind of cool it down. And today, the plan is to kind of keep drowning that area, any heat they find in there. So moving along, over here by Maverick Peak, there still is a little activity here. It's a little bit warm in there, but we will use helicopters to help cool that down. And to stay ahead of the game, they're going to brush and fall hazard trees on the 6401 road, so that would kind of keep it in a box to the north. Looking on the west, everything looks really cool out there. I had a chance to kind of go see the work that all the firefighters are doing out there. It's dirty work, mopping up and securing that area, but it looks really, really good. Moving down the 5200 road here, everything there is still a little warm. That's where they burned out a couple days ago, and so they'll be mopping that up today, securing that. And moving along to the south, still really secure. Looks good. They finished a contingency line in the Mosquito Ridge area, but probably won't need that. But it's always good to have backups. So moving along to the east, everything looks really cool. Nothing has moved there in the east.
The Cougar Creek fire has burned 41,704 acres and is now 50% contained. It's burning 10 miles northwest of Entiat and 5 miles east of Plain. And just a reminder, we mentioned this last night, but all campgrounds along the Entiat River Road are open today, and that includes the popular Silver Falls and Cottonwood campgrounds. Well, a DUI suspect was recaptured early Wednesday by troopers and sheriff's deputies after jumping into the Wenatchee River. Trooper Brian Moore said 24-year-old Brandon Allen of Ferndale appeared to suffer a panic attack while a state trooper was transporting him to the Chelan County Jail shortly after midnight. Moore says the trooper stopped near Dryden to check on Allen and call for an ambulance. Allen then jumped down a 25-foot embankment into the Wenatchee River while handcuffed. Allen was found about 40 minutes later hiding behind a rock in waist-deep water, but he refused to exit the river. A state trooper and Chelan County Sheriff's deputy waded into the river and took Allen into custody without incident. Moore says Allen was booked into the Chelan County Jail on numerous charges, including DUI, driving with a suspended license, third-degree escape, and an outstanding warrant. Well, construction of two 16,750 square foot industrial buildings at the old Cashmere Mill site will kick off with a groundbreaking ceremony on Wednesday. It will take place at 3 p.m. off Sunset Highway. The buildings are expected to be completed in the spring. Port officials say the $6.6 million development project will allow local businesses to expand and help the port recruit new businesses. The Chelan County Commission agreed to allocate $500,000 to the project, and the port is putting up the rest of the money. Chelan County Port Commissioner J.C. Baldwin said through a lot of hard work, a large underutilized and previously contaminated industrial property will now be put back into full use. The industrial buildings will be high-ceiling, multi-tenant spaces. Possible uses are production, warehousing, laboratory or office space. Lowes Trust Company purchased just over 3.5 acres back in September for a new manufacturing facility. Construction is ongoing for them, but production at that facility has already started. Well, coming up next, the opioid and heroin crisis is devastating cities and towns all across the country, including here in the Wenatchee Valley. Strong customer demand and the addition of a fourth daily flight led to an all-time monthly record of commercial passengers traveling through Pangbourne in July. And the roadways of Washington State will see a significant increase in the volume of traffic they normally accommodate beginning today, especially on I-90. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
Sir, I pulled you over today to ask you one thing. Is it true that Apple Valley Honda has a free lifetime warranty on every new Honda?
Officer, I'm glad you asked. Our lifetime warranty comes free on all of our new Hondas. That means you won't have to pay a dime for any major expenses. That could save you thousands. And no, you do not have to service with us. It's a great peace of mind, officer.
Wow, my wife and I have wanted the new Accord. We'll see you this weekend.
Hi, Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. When you think of Alpine Air in Wenatchee, think of professional, friendly customer service for all your heating and cooling needs. Alpine Air partners with Carrier, manufacturers of some of the best heating and air conditioning equipment available today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Visit our store in Wenatchee, meet our people, see our shop. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Eastern Washington. It's a great place to call home and a great time to own a home. It's the ideal place to lay down roots for your family and your future. Gisa Credit Union thinks Eastern Washington is a great place to own a home too. That's why we offer all kinds of home loans with personal attention every step of the way. We're your home. For home loans, we're Gisa Credit Union.
Welcome back. In other news, the opioid and heroin crisis is devastating cities and towns all across the country, including right here in the Wenatchee Valley. On a recent episode of Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti, Sergeant Chris Foreman talked about how the progression began here in the Valley and how opioid use has led to heroin abuse.
When I first started at the Columbia River Drug Task Force, that was 2011.
Okay.
And heroin was literally, hadn't heard about it at all. From some of the old-time detectives, there was a kind of a contingent of the Vietnam era type folks that used heroin, very small in our community. And then what we started to see, kind of right after I got into that position, was there were folks, young people, 19, 20 years of age, that were abusing Oxycontin, oxycodone. And so there was this trend where, social media, internet, the word got out there that if you smoked this pill and inhaled the smoke off of it, that you would get high. And so young people started experimenting with this. And it got so out of control so fast that the FDA stepped in and said, okay, we're going to change the coding on these pills. So if you try to do that, you'll get sick. And so those pills, once the coding changed, the old pills were very expensive. So at the time, for example, the street price for an 80 milligram pill was $80, and then once it switched, $80, yeah. But once it switched, and they had the coating, those old pills, if you still had them, went up to $150, almost twice the price. And then what happened was there was this demand. There was no supply, and so the cartels got involved and they introduced black tar heroin. So we started seeing heroin because, you know, Oxycontin, oxycodone, synthetic opiates, and that's what heroin's made from. So all of a sudden heroin was introduced to our Wenatchee Valley, and, you know, it would be $10, $15 a gram. It was, you know, very low grade as far as potency. But you have that contingency in our valley that we're using drugs anyway. Meth was $100 a gram, $80 to $100 a gram. Here's this new thing that all of a sudden certain people are using. They're hearing about it, and they're starting to, you know, experiment with heroin. And you know, I think because of that generational gap, people just didn't know how addictive and you know, what a horrible drug and the side effects of that is.
Foreman says law enforcement doesn't receive a single state dollar for opioid enforcement, but he says there are many treatment centers around north central Washington for those that do need help. Well, strong customer demand and an addition of the fourth daily flight led to an all-time monthly record of 12,597 commercial passengers traveling through Pangbourne in July of this year. This represents an increase in passengers of 22.7% over July of 2017. The total number of passengers traveling through Pangbourne is up nearly 7% for the first 7 months of 2018 versus the same time period last year. Portage Chelan County Commissioner Rory Turner reacted to the good news, saying, quote, continued strong passenger growth lays a great foundation for Pangbourne to attract new air service to additional destinations. Other statistics from this summer's activity at Pangbourne show an increase in revenues from car rentals, parking, and fuel. Car rentals in July of 2018 saw a 42.2% increase over July of 2017, while June's numbers showed a 128% hike. Labor Day weekend annually marks an official end to many people's summer travel itineraries, and once again, millions of folks nationwide are preparing to get out of town for one final time before the start of fall. The roadways of Washington State will see a significant increase in the volume of traffic they normally accommodate beginning today, especially on I-90. If you're heading out the door tomorrow, peak traffic flow from Cle Elum to North Bend will be from 8 a.m. to noon. Those hitting the road will be happy to find that the Department of Transportation has suspended all major construction work throughout the state over this three-day holiday, but they are still cautioning drivers to allow for plenty of extra travel time, especially during peak hours of volume on the state's busiest highways. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update with Dan Kuntz in for Eric Granstrom tonight. Also, our feature story on the way. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
Vominos junk haulers, big or small, they haul it all. Vominos junk haulers are experienced at hauling junk from your household items to yard and construction debris. That old hot tub and eyesore, Vominos, will make it Vominos. Recycling is a priority to Vominos junk haulers. They'll haul away your old appliances and electronics. And for the do-it-yourselfers, Vominos Junk Haulers also rents trucks and trailers. Call Vominos Junk Haulers and Moving Service today to schedule your free estimate.
Hello, and what is up? Welcome to Career Shift Business Edition. I've got 3 choices: certificate, associates, and bachelor's. I'm going associates. And I'm enrolled. Stay alert, this game moves pretty fast. Whoa, exams almost did me in. I'm back on track and picking up speed. And I'm in the home stretch. Degree complete, and I'm ready to go to work. Charter helped me make that career shift. Your turn.
Choose the pros. Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life Channel. Hi, everybody. In the sports basement, I'm Dan Coons filling in for the vacationing Eric Grandstrom, and a happy Friday to you. Well, Seattle played Oakland last night, but we'll talk about the Seahawks to begin things off. They finished the preseason 0-4 against their old rivals from the American Football Conference, the Oakland Raiders, 30-19 the final. Our very own Eric Grandstrom was there, and he filed this report.
Well, the Seattle Seahawks finished the preseason 0-4 after dropping one at home on Thursday night to the Oakland Raiders by a final of 30-19. A lot of mistakes in this one. Again, taking another touchdown off of the board because of a holding call. In fact, between the two teams, over 200 yards and penalties on the night. Seahawks did outgain Oakland on the night with a total net yards of 450 to the Raiders 352. 132 on the ground, 318 through the air for the Seahawks on the night, but they would drop this one by a final of 30-19. Also a couple of missed extra points by Sebastian Janikowski. Kind of a little worrisome there. Seahawks starters, most of them sat for the night. In fact, it was a who is playing now for your team. That was kind of the night. Austin Davis finishes 13-20 for 194 yards and a touchdown. He looked pretty good, actually, while he was in there, probably playing his last game as a Seahawk. His backup, Alex Magoo, the rookie, not bad, 12-23 for 181 yards and a touchdown as well. Mike Davis on the ground, 9 carries and 45 yards. Seahawks will now, as will the rest of the NFL, have the task of cutting down from 90 to 53. So 37 players could have seen their last professional football action here tonight at CenturyLink Field. Again, the final is 30-19 Oakland over Seattle. The Hawks finished the preseason 0-4, but remember, they were 4-0 last preseason, and things didn't go so well as far as the regular season is concerned. So now they're off for 10 days. They will be at Denver to start the regular season against the Broncos at Mile High Stadium. That will be on Sunday, the 9th of September. Here at CenturyLink Field in Seattle, I'm Eric Grandstrom on the NCW Life Channel.
Thank you very much, Eric. We appreciate it. The other Seattle team was playing the other Oakland team last night. This one in Oakland. We're talking, of course, about the Seattle Mariners. And a good day for Wade LeBlanc. He pitched 7 scoreless innings. Mitch Haniger, he hit his 23rd home run in Seattle, jumped on the Oakland A's early and often, and they held on for a 7-1 victory last night. Robinson Cano, a couple of hits and an RBI. He was dropped down a spot in the batting order after second baseman Gene Segura was scratched. Dee Gordon and Ryan Healy added a couple of hits apiece. Seattle had lost 3 straight and 5 of 7 before taking the opener of this big 4-game series. The M's pull now within 4.5 games of the A's for the second AL wildcard position. Oakland remains 2.5 back of Houston for first place in the AL West. Matt LeBlanc improves to 8-3 on the year. He allowed 3 hits and 3 walks with 4 strikeouts. He retired 12 of the final 13 batters to win for the second time in his last 7 starts. Adam Warren and Nick Vincent each retired 3 batters to complete the 4-hitter. As far as Mitch Haniger, he homered off Frankie Montas with 1 out in the 4th. He also had a base hit leading off the game. That means his season-high hitting streak is now at 11 games. And Haniger went into the day leading the AL with 38 hits this month. The Mariners scored 5 runs with 2 outs and took advantage of a throwing error by third baseman Matt Chapman. That was in the first inning. And then Robinson Cano doubled and scored on Healy's base hit before Ben Gamble drew a bases-loaded walk to make it 2-0. 2 more runs scored on Chapman's error. Gordon added an infield base hit to drive in Gamel. And then after Denard Span tripled to open the second inning, Robinson Cano pushed a base hit out there, and that made the lead 6-0. Gene Segura, as I mentioned before, a late scratch one day after being forced out of the game in San Diego when he fouled a ball off of his shin. These two teams will go at it again tonight. Battle of the Mikes. Mike Fiers will go for Oakland. Mike Leake will go for the Mariners. Mike Leake is winless so far this year at the Coliseum in Oakland. First pitch is 7:05. Well, the 2018 prep football schedule and prep football season gets underway tonight. Our crew
will be in East Wenatchee at Wildcat Stadium as the Eastmont Wildcats open up their 2018 campaign as they welcome the Wilson Rams to town. Wilson High School out at Tacoma. We will be there 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff with Grant Olson and Mickey White. Wenatchee will travel over the mountains to Snohomish to take on Mount Si. Cashmere's at Ephrata, and you see the rest of the high school football schedule for this Friday night. College football has been underway for about a week, but the local teams don't get going again until tomorrow, and one big game tomorrow. Number 6 Washington, number 9 Auburn. This game will be played in Atlanta, Georgia at the Mercedes-Benz Dome. 12:30 kickoff there. 12:30 is also the same kickoff time for the Washington State game. They'll be in Laramie to take on Wyoming, and that game will be on the CBS Sports Network. And a very interesting clash between two old rivals in Cheney. The red carpet will be the site. Eastern Washington will host Central Washington at 1:05. And finally, can't forget about the hockey. Wenatchee Wild have one more exhibition game. It is tonight before they begin the regular season. Next weekend, Wenatchee will host Penticton, 7 o'clock at the community rink. General admission tickets are just $10. The Wild begin the defense of the Cup on September 7th on the road against Vernon. And those are just some of the games that people are playing in the sports basement. I'm Dan Kuntz. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dan Kuntz segment. Because in tonight's features story, the Chelan County Fair begins its 4-day run this Thursday at the fairgrounds in Cashmere. And earlier this week, Dan Kuntz talked with fair manager Karen Welch, who told us the fair has always stuck to its agricultural roots.
Agricultural, there's lots of that to see in the Boswell building. Just got news the other day, there's supposed to be a really big pumpkin coming this year. And then of course with the agriculture, FFA and 4-H still going strong. Lots of cattle, sheep, swine, etc. So our auction then is on Saturday. So on Wednesday, which is entry day, that's Wednesday, September 5th. And we're starting something new. We're trying to get people to bake pies. Bring a pie as an entry instead of having them just sit all week and turning a different color by Sunday, along with the fruit flies. On Thursday morning up in the gazebo area, we'll be having a slice of heaven is what they're calling it. And it'll be by donation or free, a slice of pie. And all of those donations, that money will go to our scholarship program for our ambassadors, send kids to college. So it makes a lot more sense to make use of the pies rather than just see them go to waste by Sunday.
Let's talk about the deadlines. I got my whatever it is that I want to enter to be judged in the fair. What do people need to know?
Okay, they need to know that they need to bring their still life. And what we mean by still life is anything that's not an animal. And that can come in starting on Wednesday the 5th at 9 a.m. till 8 p.m. There'll be superintendents in the buildings that'll help them out with any of the paperwork, get it put into the right division, the right department. And then at 3 o'clock, that's when the animals can come in and they go through the livestock gate for a vet check.
And it should be pointed out, if you have a hobby or a craft or something that you're good at, the odds are pretty good that it's something that can be judged right here, right?
We probably have a department for just about everything and anything. If you have a collection of something, you've made it, you've baked it. I always say, make it, bake it, take it to the fair. We do something we started last year that's also new, and that's in our quilting and our sewing and in our art department. We have a lot of people that they just want to showcase what they've made, but they really don't want the competition. And so we have a exhibit only department for those people who just want to bring it and kind of show it off, but really don't care about it being judged or getting a ribbon.
What else is new for the 2018 fair?
Well, new is that we probably have at least 15 entertainers coming this year. So we've got lots of different entertainment all through the week, which is a good reason to buy a season pass or be an exhibitor, because then for an adult it's only $12. That gets you into fair every day. It's pretty darn cheap. And parking's free, you know, so I always say parking's free, and that's a plus. I think we're up to 70 feet on the model train display this year, where we've worked at getting some air conditioning in our exhibit buildings for this year. We have some new food vendors and some new commercial vendors that are joining us this year. People want to come. We have a gorgeous fairground. It's usually at a great time of the year. Weather's perfect, you know, for us most of the time. We still have Kids Zone. We have some new things going on up in our Kids Zone this year. And then once again, we're doing a Friday night concert. And the Friday night concert is free with your admission to the fair. So you can see Colin Ray for $10. Our opening day is Senior Day. Okay. And so seniors 62 and over get in free from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. And then Friday's Kids Day, and they get in free from 9 a.m. till 2 p.m.
This is a beautiful area to come, isn't it?
Yeah, we'd like it to look more park-like. I think we planted 15 new trees this year, just trying to give it more of that effect. And plus we have the mountains. I mean, we're just looking right up into the enchantments. We got our Ag Supply Rodeo, and that's on Saturday night, 7 p.m., and then Sunday afternoon at 1. Get on our website. That's where most of our information is, and it's generally when you walk in the gate, there's something to tell you what's going on that day at the fair, but the website will tell you. You can give us a call in the office.
Come on down to the Chelan County Fair. Come on out and meet Karen Welch. That doesn't rhyme. I'm looking forward to it. It's always the weekend after Labor Day weekend. The dates, again, specifically this year are
September 6th through the 9th.
Woohoo!
See you there.
And we'll be back with your complete local weather forecast right after this.
It's a free walk-in job search assistance center. It is designed to help job seekers with the tools that they need to find a job. We have partnered with libraries in 5 other cities, providing the same types of services that we offer here, just there.
Just walk in, we have laptops, and we can help you with resume, cover letter.
All of our services are paid for by the revenues earned in our store. Goodwill is just a tool that the community is using to help their neighbors find a job. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solion Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers, or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including NCW Life, your local TV channel. Give Solion Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
And time now for a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast, and let's get right to the details of what we can expect over the next 5 days. And let's begin with the start of our long holiday weekend. Saturday looks great, a lot like today. Northwest wind out there 5 to 10 miles an hour as high pressure continues to be in control out in the Pacific. As we move into Sunday in the middle of our 3-day weekend, things look nice too. We will see lots of sunny skies, not much wind for Sunday. High temperatures as we move into that part of the weekend will be around upper 70s. Labor Day, let's jump to Monday, a north breeze, and that could mean some possible haze moving our direction. If we do have a straight north wind, some of that Crescent Fire, Mountain Fire, and the Cougar Creek Fire could come down our way. Don't expect a lot out of that though. Tuesday, sunny and nice, but look what's coming our way out in the Pacific. That's a large area of low pressure, and it's going to even get closer to our shoreline as we move into Wednesday, but Wednesday looks great here in the Wenatchee Valley, sunny and nice. But beyond that, it looks like late next week and into the weekend, that low pressure system will move into Washington, and that could be our real first shot at rain that we have had all the way back to the first part of June. Let's take a look at your quick lube and tune forecast now. And tonight we'll drop down to 57 degrees, a beautiful 79 on Saturday. We'll jump up a bit as high pressure intensifies on Sunday at 83. Drop back to 80 for both Monday and Tuesday with sunny skies throughout. Wednesday, sunny and mild and 81. Thursday, nice too. A few more clouds though as that system moves our way. It will be 80 degrees, low temperatures basically in the mid to upper 50s. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel Tuesday morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great Labor Day weekend.
This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV everywhere from Localtel sets you free to watch what you want, where you want. Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge. That's TV Set Free. Enjoy the extra value Localtel delivers with TV everywhere. Visit localtel.net and sign up today.
Looking for a hands-on, high-demand job? Now is the perfect time to get trained for a career in manufacturing. Washington currently has a shortage of skilled tradespeople, and retirements are making room for more. The machining program at Wenatchee Valley College is designed to give students the foundation to excel in this precision industry. Don't wait, there are only 15 spots left. A 2-year degree and a 1-year certificate are available. Learn more at wvc.edu/machining.